things. But before we move on, is there anything else that you wanna say or touch
No,
on?
nothing about
I think we're
club.
going on for a long time, but
Yeah, so far.
I did want to mention about the international break and Canada doing very well. Canada is currently in the third position. They have had very good results against Mexico in Azteca 1-1, and uh, always hard in Mexico, and beating Panama 4-1. Great stuff by Alfonso Davis and the other players. It's been great. They're in the third position. Very exciting so far. A few rounds to go. Important games coming up in the next window against Costa Rica. So yeah, but yeah, looks good so far.
Well, yeah, so far from Germany, Germany is the first team to first team to confirm they will play the next World Cup. So
Yeah.
congratulations to me.
Well, Canada doesn't play Luxembourg and Lithuania, so if Canada would have played them, I mean, yeah, definitely, sure, we would have qualified by now. But yeah, jokes apart, Germany is probably first team. The other two teams, if I'm
Yeah, when I saw the news, like I was thinking, like if nothing's changed, and we will be the first to go home, like last World Cup.
no.
But
I think
Hansi
Hansi
Flick
Flick
is
is
doing
doing very well.
something yeah, Hansi Flick is doing something different, and I really hope so. But the thing is that like he's still playing with the some old players, but I don't think he has choices because he it's a little bit more than a year. We will,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's almost too too late to
yeah, almost
change
too late to,
a lot.
yeah,
And also, there are certain players he needs as leaders, such as Muller and Hummels and others. But yeah, speaking of other teams that have qualified, or is it Senegal and Morocco? I think
yeah.
they're both qualified and they're looking good. From Africa, Saudi Arabia maintaining 100% record in
Asia,
Asian.
yeah.
Japan just behind them in that group. South Korea is leading that group. I think is it UAE? UAE is probably third or fourth. I can't remember. But yeah, looks Iran is doing well as well. So known teams from Asia. South America. I think it looks like at this point Brazil and Argentina have qualified. I mean,
Uh,
on the verge of qualifying.
no, it's still like half away because there are like 10 more matches probably,
Six,
10 or 8,
six,
8,
six.
8 more matches.
Argentina and Brazil played one less because of that famous,
Uh, oh
uh,
yeah,
famous
but it's like
interruption.
round 11 or 10. So like
Yeah, so
there
it's
are
18
10
games.
teams, so like there will be 18 matches. So like
Yeah, so six more games to go. One more for Brazil and
no,
Argentina. If the
no, it's already 11th round
I think it's 12.
played. 11th or 12th.
For other teams, it's 12, isn't it?
Oh,
Just
I don't think so.
let me double check. Yeah, for other teams such as Ecuador and Colombia and Uruguay,
Yeah.
it's 12.
Oh, okay.
So 11 is
So six
for
more.
Argentina and Brazil because of that famous interruption of the health team. But that game's at this point it looks like irrelevant of that game's whoever gets points because both teams look like they're going to be qualified.
Yeah, but it
Histo-
would be more
hist-
like
hist-
a try. Yeah,
Historically 24 or 25 point is a breakout point for South America at this point, but it is interesting that a lot of team has come from really behind, such as Bolivia thrashing Paraguay in the altitude,
there we, yeah.
and Paraguay just after it
They also beat Peru, I guess, with a red card. Bolivia.
And they have 2 or 3 home games coming on, so there's very good chance for them at least. I like the way they select a different team for the away game, and has in total for 3 games they have 53 or 54 players. So they have, for each game they have different lineups with a mix of few players. So it is, Bolivia can still dream. Venezuela is probably out at this point. Easy to say.
They actually own against probably Colombia or someone
No,
else.
Colombia is a king
Ecuador.
at this point of drawing. I think they have won just 3 and drawn 7. Venezuela
won a game against someone actually.
let me double check. Ecuador.
Yeah, Ecuador. But Ecuador is playing really well.
They had lucky calls against Colombia. It was Colombia probably had won them, but there was a call against Yerry Mina and handball. But from the 3rd place, I think at this point is Ecuador at 17, and if we look at Paraguay or even Peru at 9th place is 11. So there's just 6 points difference between 3rd place and 9th place.
Exactly.
So it's really tight. So we can probably assume this 10th, that is Venezuela, is probably out at this point.
But other than that, like every team is still in the picture.
Yeah, and it is messy. Paraguay's coach Eduardo Berizzo got sacked just after 30 minutes or 45 minutes after that game against Bolivia. He was sacked, and the biggest of all is Uruguay's thrashing against Argentina and Brazil. They have sacked Maestro Oscar Tavares is no more
finally
Uruguay coach. But yeah, it's been long, and whatever the success, especially in 2010 World Cup semi-final and 2011 Copa America winner, and I think they were in 2015 final as well against Paraguay. But yeah, that's a silver lining for Tavares' era. He has definitely managed to bring Uruguay as one of the force in South America, and probably in World Cup time as well. But now I guess it would be interesting who would take that job.
Yeah, also like it was surprising to see Uruguay conceding like 7 goals in 2 matches. So even with against Brazil and Argentina, it's
and it could have been easily, thanks to Muslera and a lot of misses. Brazil or Argentina both could have scored 8 or 9, and it would have been
exactly. So for that,
but
that was
in terms of Brazil, I thought they've played best so far against Uruguay.
Yeah, I was going to say that actually, like bringing Rafinha in the mix,
and
like
Anthony.
it actually changed it. Sorry.
And Anthony, Rafinha and Anthony, both look sparkling at this point. I mean, this team has transformed. I mean, all of a sudden there is something, to be excited.
So, like, and this is the thing about South American teams. I like we talked about Argentina, like in the Copa America, like suddenly they start becoming a team. Like like they are actually, like they have all those players, but they were trying to find a way or some sort of like a combination, and they found it in the middle of the tournament. And Brazil, it seems so, they are finding this
at
their
least
combination.
We did talk about Neymar needing a support, and Paqueta does a bit definitely, but Rafinha definitely makes them very, very interesting. So it's interesting that a Brazilian team getting sparked by Marcelo Bielsa's jewel.
Also, what I like, I think, well, sometimes Paqueta is like I don't know. It's like a feeling, Like sometimes Paqueta trying to do something like he's trying to do something extraordinary, but he's doing ended up in doing like how can I say, losing the chances, or like they lost the ball before because of
Yeah,
his missed
I
position.
think it's a lot more showboating and
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah, exactly.
immaturity with the ball.
Yeah, exactly. So like I don't think like yeah, he could be a, how can I say, asset, but like
He can
last,
be liability too. Yeah, that's what.
yeah, exactly. So like
But
they
in
still
that
need
sense,
at least.
in that sense, Rafinha, I mean, definitely is welcome.
Yeah. Also, like when he was switching position with Gabriel Jesus, and it was brilliant because like Uruguay defenders, they were actually confused at one point, and
Yeah, it's
when they both are actually shooting, like they weren't actually like dependent on Neymar or anything anyone else, but
yeah. You mentioned about Uruguay, and one of the funny things, Uruguay did get a lot of criticism from the local press, and one of the criticism was not to lose three goals against Argentina, but they have committed only 4 or 5 fouls on the entire game and no yellow card, and they didn't like it because that's not Uruguay. They've always been left to be in combative sort of that midfield, and they're mentioning that Bentancur and those Valverde and Torreira or whoever is playing there.
Valverde is not like is not like as pragmatic as like
No,
those other guys.
no, it's again there's no complaint about losing 3-0, but the way they lose it because there was not enough fouls being made.
Well, I don't know what to say. But still, like Brazil looked better. Um, yeah, but when they brought Gabi Barbosa, he was also doing some sort of like showboating. Like
Yeah, that's
he's a good striker.
almost like a signature in the Brazilian league. You can see a lot of times you see bigger teams such as Palmeiras, Corinthians, Atlético Mineiro. Those some of the players they like to, or even Gameo, they like to showboat a lot. And I don't know if it's sometimes it looks good, sometimes it doesn't, especially in international level. Sometimes you can
Yeah,
do so.
when you are losing balls, like, or trying to do something else, like or try to flick, or like without knowing your uh, opponent's position or your own teammate's position, it looks silly actually.
It looks high school level.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
um, Speaking of, well, uh, not in Brazil, but I think right now they're with Anthony and obviously Rafinha. They look a lot more like a team at this point.
Yeah,
Not
so
not
far,
not not before. I think kudos
yeah,
to Tite for just calling them, and also for Argentina. I think they look dominant. Yeah, they would be very very disappointed with the 0-0 draw against Paraguay. I mean, bunch of chances were missed, but they would be pleased with the wins, especially against
also
Uruguay.
I thought like Lautaro Martinez actually needed a goal, and he got like two in this window,
Yeah,
and it
and very
was,
very important one against Peru.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So I think it, like, yeah, he probably last scored in semi or quarterfinals in Copa America.
I think semi-final
Yeah, semi or quarterfinal, I forgot
against
actually.
Colombia.
Yeah, yeah, so far. So like he needed some sort of like a confidence boost, and he got it. So yeah, it's good for him. And but one thing I would say, like there are some defensive lackings in the left side, especially when Otamendi was playing and he wasn't actually coordinated well with Tagliafico. So
Yeah, in terms of, well, Otamendi, I don't know. Someday it still looks great. There's clean sheet. They didn't concede anything. Thanks to some, even Peru had a penalty against them, and you know, I think
they
it
shoot it
was,
on the
yeah,
on the
on the
crossbar. Yeah.
crossbar. But yeah, Otamendi can be liability. It sometimes gets too excited, and when you're too excited, sometimes you tend to make mistakes.
No, actually, what I was saying, like Tagliafico didn't seem to follow back, so like it created gaps on the middle between
I think
Otamendi. Like
wasn't
when
Tagliafico only played against Uruguay?
yeah,
Yeah.
that is the game actually. Like yeah, it is so far the best game they have ever played. But like where you should actually find, I think, the how can I say, leggings from the best games, you know.
Well,
So
you're very harsh then. I think they played some fantastic football. I mean, it reminded me of that Peckerman team. I think 2006. I was after that.
yeah, they were like really fluid, you know.
It's very good to see a team with some movement and not too much showboating, but giving and going, and obviously they have three legitimate number 10 players, although playing in a different position. Like Paredes used to be a number 10 in Boca,
Yeah,
and DePaul is can be a number 10 too, and he used to be what a transformation. I think on his
but
position, especially in
what I liked about him is like getting there, you know, like getting there to become a world class midfielder. You know,
yeah,
like you can see this thing.
it's been great. I mean, he's
and
anything but sensational with Argentina national team.
and I think going to Atletico is doing something good for him, because like he had this yeah uh, yeah he's get like in Atletico he's playing kind of like a flat formations, like sometimes it is flat, but nowadays it's changing sometimes, but still he's like in a flat position, and he's trying to make those like vertical through pass to the number 9 or to the winger on the
No,
other
I
side.
I, I,
So he's
I
actually
must say,
making those balls like
yeah. Sorry, go ahead. Let you
yeah, he's
finish.
making those balls to the like he's passing those balls to the number 9 or sometimes Lautaro Martinez, and actually Lautaro Martinez scored from his pass, right, or Molina's pass. So, like they were getting those out swingers on the uh, in the small D box. So yeah,
Yeah, there are a lot of
and
balls he put there. Di Maria missed too. Um,
yeah. Well, that's Di Maria being Di Maria sometimes.
yeah, but again, yeah, talking about DePaul, what a transformation for him personally. It's been any team he's been put in, he's been great. Nothing less than that. Lo Celso
But
looks good as well. Uh,
yeah, like we talked about this probably in chat. Like Lo Celso, how Lo Celso played for Argentina and how Lo Celso played for Tottenham is completely different. Like there were like 2 3 years
it must be very late for
back.
Nuno Sanchez to see the games of Argentina. I guess he doesn't see.
Yeah, probably. And like if someone is coaching in England, they don't see outside or any. They don't actually get any news probably.
Must be a very healthy guy, sleeping very early.
Well, yeah, could be.
Anyway,
But
jokes aside, I mean, yeah, it shows a lot of good work Lionel Scaloni and his team has been done. I thought it was interesting to see Facundo Medina for I think he debuted for senior national team against Paraguay. I think for or Uruguay actually for 15 minutes.
Uruguay probably, yeah.
Yeah, for Otamendi. Good to see. Very, very, very exciting player. One of the best.
Yeah, but
center-backs.
that's what I like this team. Only if I would say like only weak links is Otamendi, I would say, because he's not he's not as fit as.
Well, that's true. But to be honest, I've been a great critic of Otamendi as well. But he's been considerably great in this season. I don't know how. Even for Benfica, I've seen him. It's been very well.
Well, he's charging Ansu Fati. I would actually always remember that actually. Or Lionel Messi.
Nicolas Otamendi. But what I think is very important is that the team of Argentina is gelling very well, and they have Uruguay in Montevideo and Brazil.
Yeah, next year.
Brazil at home. So that would be interesting games. Although I don't think the result matters of Brazil game much, because I still believe both of the teams are like I don't see that dogfight between the third place of Ecuador, then the Colombia and the Uruguay and everything. I think all of those are fighting for that third, fourth, and fifth playoff place, and I think the first two is already been secured. I don't think there is enough games for others to catch up to them.
First two won't be until something drastic happened. I don't think it will be changed, but it is more interesting to see like there like only 4 teams can actually play directly, or 5 teams.
4 teams, and fifth would be going against playoff in Oceania. I think possibly New Zealand.
Yeah, or Australia.
Australia is playing in Asia.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that they are in Asia.
They got beaten by Japan 2-1, I believe.
But for Uruguay, it would be really tough, because then
I have a complaint. If you don't know about Australia were playing against Bangladesh 5-0.
Yeah, I know. I was just making a joke.
Anyway, go ahead.
No, for Uruguay it would be tough. For their next match is against Argentina.
And in altitude against Bolivia.
Yeah, and altitude against Bolivia. So it could be tough for them.
Chile looks to be in form thanks to their new scorers. I forgot his name. He is actually based on England. I think Brereton Diaz. Brian Brereton Diaz, if I'm correct. But he's half English. His mother is from Chilean side, and they included him, and he's doing very well for them. So Chile would be interested, as well as actually, to be honest, there are a lot of other teams, and Peru. If you look at the upcoming games, Peru's already played twice against Brazil, twice against Argentina. I think they're although they're sitting in 9th,
but they still can make it actually.
Exactly, at least to the 5th spot. So
and their next match is against Bolivia, but it is at home.
Yeah, exactly.
And the next one is against Venezuela.
Yes.
So, and the next one is against Colombia. So, like, I don't know. It could be
also against Ecuador in home, not in altitude. So yeah, there's very good chance of them to go to. But yeah, that's about from my side. I mean, South American qualifier is always interesting, unless you want to talk about Cristiano Ronaldo scoring some fun hat-tricks against Lithuania, or is it Luxembourg? I don't even remember the.
Lithuania probably.
Something with L. Yeah.
No, but I liked the what does it call? Europa Nations League, or Euro Nations League. I don't know. UEFA Nations League. Yeah, UEFA Nations League final. Actually, I liked it.
Great.
Actually,
And
yeah.
just to be assured, I did watch SAF Championship as well. Like there's South Asian football competition was going on, and then Nepal definitely had very good team, and India arguably probably the best team, and Maldives spectacular in terms of the standard of the teams are not great, to be honest, but there's some great games, and to be honest, Bangladesh did fairly well. I think they were came back against India, and Nepal did score, I think, 5 or 7 minutes before. Otherwise, Bangladesh would have been playing in that final. Yeah, but I didn't like that. I don't know what it is. After getting 1-0 ahead, the approach of the team was like spoiling times and going around in the ground and putting balls into the outside for throwing and stuff like that. I didn't like that attitude. I think they probably have understood that Nepal has better team technically, and they went for just defending and spoiling time. But
actually, Nepal building, just to add, like Nepal was building this team from the scrap. It's it's been 10 or 12 years. They have this academy, and then they brought players all around the Nepal.
Yeah, project managers, two of them.
Yeah.
One is I think there's youth coach also from Japan, so they used to work in that, and they did work for that, and I think it's showing onto that region. Also, someone like Maldives been good so far, and India being India is probably top team over there. I didn't see when was the final. I'm assuming it's tomorrow, but I did see some of the games, and some games were fun to watch, especially involving Nepal and India. I think it was a good game. Bangladesh versus India was a good game too, given that there was a red card. I think it was fairly harsh for Bangladesh, but still they came back into the game. It was good game. I mean, you can still see a lot of structures, and they try to put on the structure. But again,
if they are playing in mud, probably Bangladesh would come top.
March?
No, mud.
Oh, mud. Okay. So yeah, Maldives doesn't have a lot of muds. Yeah. But yeah, that's the side note. Otherwise, floor is yours. Anything to add?
Not much actually, except for a little bit last thought about Nations League. I liked how the Spain team is playing, and they are like, I don't know, a team from the future. Like this player can play 10 years, even like they won't be in their 30s.
Well,
so
yeah, true, but they're definitely in the present as well. So it's a brilliant team, brilliant technical teams. But again, we're talking about the lack of scores, and I still think the Raul de Thomas of Espanyol can make a very good candidate of himself, or Morales of is it Mallorca or is it Osasuna? I kept forgetting. Oh, sorry, it's actually Getafe and Levante. It is Levante.
They also have Rodrigo. Right.
Well, I don't.
But Rodrigo is not like I don't think he's a first choice anymore. But
no, it's
still they still have like a, I don't know, like why.
Paco Alcacer is playing, so
yeah.
There's a map. I think someone was showing in terms of less touches and less getting involved, and Mauro Icardi is topping that chart because he doesn't touch the ball much, but whenever he does it in the box, and his score rate ratio compared to touches is way higher than any other players. That's even like he's way up there, but Paco Alcacer is right there on that list, and I thought that was very interesting. But I think Spain is more kind of possession dominated, and they have very gifted midfielders always.
Yeah, but when they are going to counter attack, they kind of in the like when they were in the final third, they seemed like a little bit lost.
Yeah,
They need this like a number 9 to lead this. Like
certain
they
Morata
someone like Fernando Torres would probably like, yeah, give me the ball, I will score or something like this. They
Yeah.
need someone like this.
Yeah, I guess they have to still find one.
Yeah, because those like players around this position, like around this number 9 position, like all of them are like really young, like really young. Like Pedri, Gabi,
Ferran Torres.
or Ferran Torres, or someone like they're like really young. So like they need someone in the top who can actually like yeah, Paco Alcacer could be a good choice, or Miralles would be a good choice, or what is the name from Espanyol?
Yeah, Raul de Tomas Ardi.
Yeah, Raul de Tomas. So like they could be good choice.
But again, they're
But
not.
I don't.
I mean,
I don't.
they could do without them, but it's still, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. For some reason, I don't like Morata, because most of the time like if you pass him, he would probably in the offside most of the time. Like he had one match last season, he was like 6 or 7 times in the offside position. Like this is like half of the chance you can get from a team, like in a counter attacks. So
and the guy sometimes misses the easiest chance and sometimes scores the most incredible half chances. So yeah, there is that consistency problem with Morata. But yeah, I don't know who else they can. I don't see any young striker coming up as well. So yeah, but yeah, in terms of France, I think Karim Benzema proved his point. Yeah, but
well, there are rumors now like he should get Ballon d'Or or something. I don't know.
yeah, same like well, with Benzema, I guess he didn't. He's always been consistent, but that's just average we're talking about. He's been good. He's not extraordinary. That's it.
Yeah, I don't know. But the thing is that like France.
You can't have this shout like putting names like Lewandowski. Well, Lewandowski did well for last year, not for this year. But then there's this crazy idea of putting the names out there, just to show that for one or two good games you're just putting there. Lionel Messi played 48 games, and out of them,
26 was
26 or 27th, he was man of the match.
Yeah.
And look at this Barcelona under Koeman, and he made them almost go toe to toe at the 35th or 36th round of the Liga, and then obviously they lost thanks to Koeman, and they've won the Copa del Rey as well, and obviously then this is the first time he's won with the Argentine senior team.
Yeah, he was the highest chance creator or assist or every level possible. Yeah,
shouldn't be a question. It's shouldn't be a question. Yeah, it's that straightforward. So putting Benzema, I mean, he's done well for Real Madrid, or it's been exceptional for Real Madrid after even when Cristiano left.
Yeah.
But that doesn't warrant him to have that in a Ballon d'Or. I just don't like it just because you're tired of Messi winning it. You just
I saw that argument actually. You are tired of this is crazy. But apart from that, with France team, it seems like they actually manage their I don't know
I still think
situation.
well, France. If you remember that game against Switzerland that they lost in Euro, they were
Yeah.
they were timed. They were brilliant. They came back to the game, right? And then all of a sudden they could lose that too. There are phases with this France team. Uh, you'd find them really well, and if they can manage it for entire 90 minutes, that's a different story. But if the opposition team steps up onto that lower point, it always seems like France team may get blown away. Even a weak Argentine team kind of did that in 2018. They came from behind, and that's my major issue with
Yeah, that's with like
Deschamps.
slower midfield. Yeah, but the thing is that like only good thing I would say, like I don't know, from my point of view, they don't actually add anything new or any new ideas or something like this. Um, but only good thing is, yeah, it's good for France that Mbappe found his gem after a while. So other than that, I wouldn't say anything. But one thing I wanted to discuss a little bit. Um, what do you think about Belgium team now?
It's it's hard.
Wallmarks, no.
It's hard to say. I mean, Belgium definitely has solid group of players, but they're not champion naturally. That's what they are.
Well, recently a video got viral. Like it was in the counter attack. Eden Hazard actually passed the ball towards the winger. Then he just gave up and walking around, and they were in the counter. It got viral. Like is Hazard is done or something like this.
Yeah, see the yeah, exactly. It's
So like it's
and then
it's
I picture myself with the Alfonso Davies. Have you seen that goal against Panama? I mean, it was outrageous. He started the run
yeah.
from his side, and Panama wingback was kind of was relaxed and ball was going out of the touchline, and Davis basically was so quick that he snatched the ball and basically gone into the other side of the field and basically scored. So it's about hunger, and you talked about Belgian team. There are players who are really really great professionals, and there are people who probably is hungry for success with the team. But there are certain players at certain point of time they don't look like complacent, and that's my biggest problem with the Belgian team. It looks like a bunch of nice guys playing, and they're quite content with whatever they are at this point.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like they didn't actually look like a team, even they were playing in the semi-final. But Italy lost, unfortunately, against Spain.
Yeah,
But I wouldn't say that like it's an unfortunate result or like it's more of a fair result, because yeah, what Gabi was doing at the time, it was exceptional. Like like even for his age, like I haven't seen anyone in at 17 playing like this actually.
no, it's been brilliant, and Luis Enrique deserves all the credit to call 17-year-old
Yeah,
when he was
like
criticized.
even he was criticized in the match before, like for his club, from his own coach. So like I don't understand. Yeah, you have to, at one point you have to put some faith on your players. I don't
Well,
know.
that's why I kind of like Jose Mourinho in one stand. He did throw his players under the bus too, but he sometimes says that if Hugo Lloris or whoever is playing for my team as a keeper, he's the best goalkeeper in the world. That's what I believe. Um, that's to give the players a bit of assurance. I mean, not saying that Jose Mourinho didn't throw the players on the bus. He did to save himself. Always he does the deflection. But you need your players to believe in you, and that shows that when you start talking like that, you have lost the dressing room basically.
But you mentioned Jose Mourinho. He always does it with one or two players he wanted to like get rid of. But with Koeman, he was like throwing the players under the bus all the time.
Well,
Like
Koeman is
all the
trying all he can to get sacked. It's not his fault that Barcelona doesn't sack him.
well,
I truly believe. I mean, what the hell? What else he could do? He could probably go and murder someone, or or he could go and sexually harass someone. I don't know what else he could do to sack himself.
well, we should actually move on from Barcelona. I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, I think it's getting too long.
Yeah,
At
it's
this
too
point,
long.
at this
I
point,
think it's almost 3 hours. I don't know.
yeah, we should be stop recording. And before that, if anyone is still awake or not slept, feel free to give us your feedback. Any final thoughts from you?
No, not much. We talk a lot.
That's what we do. That's what it's called podcast. And if you're enjoying, please
Yeah,
let us
I think
know.
we should do it more often. Then we will talk less. I think, but I don't think it's possible because there will be more match. So
No,
more
fair enough.
to talk about. Yeah.
Fair enough. Thank you again.